Hello and welcome to PUAD 305, Introduction to Public Administration. My name is Tristan Hall and I am your instructor for this course. Very excited about this course. I think it will be a great next 6 weeks. I will make these videos at the start of every week and post them just for clarification for folks to really be able to talk through the assignments. So if you have any questions, feedback, input, please feel free to send that my way. This week, guys, is really your introduction to the course and introduction to the overall public administration program here at Franklin University. We do have a few assignments this week, but assignments are based upon our learning objectives. The first learning objective we have is to examine the ethical and legal responsibilities of public administration professionals, including the concept of public interest as a guide for decision making. So, keeping public interest in mind when you're making your decisions as an administrator, what's going to do the greatest good for the most people is one of those styles. Also, being able to analyze an administrative scenario from multiple ethical principles and perspectives. Looking at creating written communications that follow principles for effective professional communication. So again, what's your communication style, and is that in line with kind of the ASPA standards that we'll talk about? We do have some required reading this week. The required reading, guys, really does help you in your responses to the assignments. It's very obvious for me to tell who read the assignments and who didn't. I do encourage you, please use citations in your responses. It will validate your work more so. So the required readings this week are Starling, Managing the Public Sector, the following chapters here. The choices text, I know there were some issues with the choices text. I did send out the link where you could purchase it. Thank you to Dr. Heckman, the lead faculty and program chair, for getting that to me. If you're not able to get it or if you haven't received it yet, please contact me directly and we can work on a solution because I want to make sure that you are able to do the assignments this week. So the administrative memo, there's some things in there called forms. A form is just an activity. So there's an activity 16 and 17. You will read activity 16 and you will respond to the activity 16 scenarios on form 17. So it sounds confusing, but it's not too bad. Administrative law for public managers. There's that. So the chapter is actually included. If you go to the week 1 preparation, I believe it is, you can get it right there. You don't actually have to go buy that. And then the linked document from Dr. Heckman, Three Legs of a Stool, which is a great document that talks about for-profit, not-for-profit, and public sectors in American society and how they work together and the benefits of working together. So that is your required reading for this week. Let's go into our first assignment. Administration and decision making. So again, if you don't have the text, please try to get that. If you cannot obtain that by this Wednesday when the assignment is due, please reach out to me. We can work something out. I do understand the text issue, so I don't want anyone to lose points over that. Essentially, what you're going to do here is read Form 16 and respond to the questions on Form 17. Again, don't be confused by form and chapter. Form just means assignment. And then by Wednesday, you are to, by your last name, go into the discussion board and see what questions you are to answer, taking into account the ASPA Code of Ethics. So make sure you read that ASPA Code of Ethics and then you respond using the Code of Ethics, keeping that Code of Ethics in mind. Again, include citations as required from your text as well. Very easy assignment, folks. The thing with this as well, by Wednesday again, please go ahead and review the rubric. It does say that you need to submit a copy of the rubric. The reason that I have you do that, even though it's a discussion board, is because with the system here at Franklin, I cannot respond to you and give you a grade unless I receive something. So that's why I need you to submit the rubric to me. By Saturday, the course, I copied this from the course, it does say that read at least 5 responses. So I would like you to do that, and then I would like you to respond to your classmates. Your responses are to be, challenging your classmates, encouraging your classmates, making connections to what you learned, kind of furthering the learning there. So by Saturday, please do that. And then by Sunday, please respond to at least 3. So you are to submit your own response by Wednesday. By Saturday, I need you to respond to 5 folks. And then by Sunday, you should respond to anybody who responded to you. All right? So again, not too challenging there. Our next assignment this week is explaining laws about transparent government. And as the text explains, one of the 10 key manager roles is that of information disseminator. In that role, one of the most fundamental professional skills is the ability to create effective written communication. Effective professionals are able to communicate complicated ideas and information in a clear, concise, and accessible manner appropriate to the specific audience. Also, as a disseminator and leader, you must understand the legal requirements for transparency in government. An administrator working in government has an ethical and legal obligation to know and follow these laws to ensure that people in their organization do too. Conversely, an administrator working in a private sector organization should know these transparency requirements if they engage in partnerships with government organizations or if they effectively want to participate in policy making or implementation. All of that to say, as a public administrator, you need to know that the things that you do, the things you're responsible for, and the constituents that you are ultimately reporting to in your role have the right to know what's going on, and you have to communicate those things in a certain way. So this assignment really helps work on that. In this assignment, you will rewrite a poorly written memo following sound professional writing principles. Also, you will have to write a memo that clearly and concisely communicates a summary of important yet somewhat complex transparency laws that government organizations must follow, in which public administrators should take into account when they're working for or in partnership with governments. Follow the guidelines provided in Chapter 1 of Choices, the administrative memo, in the form on Form 22, page 13. So again, read what you have to read, complete the administrative memo exercise. Form 19 is actually found in the assignment itself, so if you go in and click the explaining laws about transparent government, you'll find it there. My apologies, that says performance measures up top. That's incorrect. We're still talking about explaining laws about transparent government. And then you are to write a brief memo to Secretary Babcock, who has charged you with summarizing the key obligations that the Department of Environmental Protection must comply with about transparency in government. This must include any practical advice or guidance about common mistakes which managers in the department should be aware of in order to meet their legal and ethical obligations for our open government. Then what I want you to do is to merge those 2 documents together. You will see when you open Form 19, again, that just means Activity 19. There is like a thing at the bottom that's where it says Form 20. You can just put it right under there, merge those 2 documents. Then you can submit it to the online writing review by the Student Learning Center. That is not necessarily 100% mandatory, but if you're new to Franklin and you're kind of concerned about your writing, want to make sure you're on par, I would definitely do that. If you don't, I'm not necessarily going to take any points away, but I would highly encourage that. And then turn your paper into turnitin.com. I'll make sure that the setting is up and good to go there. Office hours Tuesday evening from 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Folks, if you do plan to attend, please let me know. I will always log into the meet session, but I will be preparing a lesson plan or getting grades together or, looking ahead to future assignments myself. So I might have another window up. So if you're planning to be there, please shoot me an email and say, hey, I'm planning to be there, so I know to give my undivided attention to you. But I will always be logged in during those hours. What we will do is go over each assignment. If this video is not sufficient, I will be happy to review in more detail the assignments. And then also, guys, look ahead to the interview assignment. If you look in week 6, it talks about how the interview is due. Basically, you need to interview a stakeholder in public administration. So I want you to look ahead to that assignment because at the end of week 2, the information about who you're interviewing is actually due. So please take a look at that as well. Again, any questions, any concerns, anything like that that may come up, please let me know. Please read the welcome message as well. It has all of my information there. And I'm happy to be instructing this course, and I look forward to the dialogue over the next 6 weeks. So thanks so much, guys, and let's knock these next 6 weeks out. Take care.